Thinking low of yourself, thinking that you are worthless, you're no good, you can't be used by God. Oh, no, God, you're over exaggerating. No, I can't do it. Who am I that you even consider me, Lord? We must raise the valleys. Valleys must be raised up. What is that? What is that speak of? What does that speak of? To me, there's a couple things that I want to touch on. Because of time, I'll cut it a bit shorter on this one. But two things I wanna touch on is dealing or removing or raising low self-esteem. Raising low self-esteem. Now, low self-esteem is just as bad as pride. Well, actually, God says, let me retract that. God says that He hates pride the most out of all the things. But low self-esteem hinders God and God's move, God's glory in your life. Oftentimes, low self-esteem is disguised under humility, but it's false humility. It's false humility. Thinking low of yourself, thinking that you are worthless, you're no good, you can't do anything, you can't be used by God, is not humility. Humility is actually thinking about yourself, about your situation, the way God wants you to think about it. Thinking about yourself and your situation the way God thinks about it. It's not about belittling yourself. Humility is aligning and agreeing with God's idea about you. If God says that you can do it, humility is not going to look like, oh, no, God, you're over exaggerating. No, I can't do it. No, I don't. It's, who am I that you even consider me, Lord? No, that's false humility. True humility is accepting what God says about you. True humility is aligning your views with God. True humility is accepting God's truth and casting out every lie. Humility is not thinking low of yourself. Humility is thinking of yourself the right way. Again, humility is not thinking low of yourself, but humility is thinking the right way about yourself. And what is the right way to think about yourself? The way God thinks about you. And low self-esteem hinders God's glory in your life, hinders you in your own calling, because God calls you to do something. Like Moses, God comes to him and says, Moses, I heard the cry of my people, and I have chosen you, and I am sending you to my people, and I want you to deliver them. Moses, oh God, who is, I am nobody, I can't speak, I can't do this and this and this. God says, no, I am sending you, I'm going to be with you. You go and do what you say. But he still keeps fighting, but I can't speak. So God says, okay, fine. I'll send somebody who's going to speak on your behalf. But if I'm sending you, I could have used you to speak. Why, you think stuttering problem is a problem for me? If I'm sending you don't think that I can use the stuttering or even heal the stuttering? I'm adding to the story here. And so God couldn't use Moses as a mouthpiece because of his low self-esteem, his false sense of humility. God had to send Aaron to him to be his mouthpiece. And our low self-esteem, when we do not think of ourselves the way God wants us to think of ourselves, Oftentimes we will miss opportunities because God says, hey, here's the business opportunity. I want you, I'm blessing this. I'm sending you to do this and this and this. Oh, who am I? Nobody in my family made it. Nobody in our family, has becoming prosperous and blessed. Nobody in our family has had a business. Who do I think I am? I'm nobody. I can't do this. And here's God opening the door for you. It's part of your destiny, but you're choosing not to walk into it. You're choosing not to do it because of low self-esteem. And you don't experience God's glory, His grace in this particular area. Or God is calling you to the ministry. God is calling you to do something. But God, I'm too shy. I can't stand in front of people. I'm afraid of public speaking. Lord, I don't have enough faith. Lord, I don't have enough education. I don't have enough knowledge. Whatever the excuse is, and then we miss God's call in our life. Or it's limited because of low self-esteem. And God says, if you want to experience my glory, if you want to make path for me, I want you to raise it up. Raise up the valley. Raise up the valley. Raise up the valley. Raise up the valley. I want you to begin to think about you the way I think about you. God says, I want you to begin to see yourself the way I see you. You are my creation. You are my son and daughter. You are my priest, my king. You are the holy nation that I have chosen you. I have given you all things pertaining to life and righteousness. I have anointed you. I have equipped you. You can do it. You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. God is calling you to raise up the valley of low self-esteem.